Hello there, I'm so sorry for the delay in this episode coming out. Normally I would just start an episode, fine if it just skipped a day or two, but it was a whole week. Nightmare with my computer. The hard drive died, then the CPU died, then my mic decided not to work, which is why this sounds different and probably better. It's been a nightmare, but we're back to a normal schedule now. You guys wanted me to choose the pun, didn't you? So we're gonna have to hold back whatever good taste we have for a second and say, of course I like cake. Do you get it? Because it sounds like course. Cake? Of course I like it. He chuckled at my pun. At least he appreciated the silly effort. You get shot for that in some countries. You'll be able to follow along. It's pretty sedimentary after all. Where the fuck is happening? Okay, I know what happened there. Hang on a second. I pressed Alt instead of space. You'll be able to follow along then. It's pretty sedimentary after all. I don't even know what that's a pun of. Elementary? It's not even vaguely close. What are the chances you've tried Yeah, no. Very low. Non-existent, in fact. Then Black Forest? Less layers than I'd like, but you'd get the idea. Yes, I'm familiar with it. It'll work as long as I picture a multi-layered cake, right? Exactly. Cakes are like basic sediments. Well, no, because I've never gone into an archaeological dig and just dived into one pit, shoveling massive amounts of soil into my face. Which is what I would do if it was a cake, of course. Consistent layers and patterns all around. You see some of the cakes I cook. And like cake, stratigraphy is a complex puzzle. Hendrik made multiple slices in the air with his hand, gradually lowering the elevation each time. Time to emphasize the point. Layers are slanted due to how they were deposited, whether by alluvial means, weathering, or freeze-thaw, gravity, cave-ins, the list goes on. And then, just as a sediment starts to settle, a river or flood may come in and wash the top surfaces away, leaving nothing or portions of the same layer in isolated pockets. Badgers and other burrowing animals cut through layers, disrupting sediments further. Or something drastic could take place, like an earthquake creating faults and misaligned sediments. Therefore, it's up to me to figure it out. Oh, you sound like you have the most exciting job in the world, said no one. I hope I didn't bore you. Well, I mean, now you say it, people have always said I'm married to my job. And tattoos, apparently. It wasn't boring at all, if honest. If anything, it made me realise how much work goes into understanding a cave's history. Oh, don't pretend to act interested. It's definitely not easy, but I enjoy the challenge of piecing information together. Since I'm here, I'll be available for if you have any other questions or inquiries. I really don't. He finished the last sentence like a well-rehearsed routine. It was a sentence. I mean, come on, you hardly need a choreographer, do you? How long have you worked here? Me? Let me think. Nearly 4 years now? And when did you initially get the top half of your arm chopped off? I helped my uncle during the summer, then hop over to a few other caves depending on excavating schedules. After a glance upwards, his eyes widened and he slapped his forehead. I'm supposed to be in Namur soon. Hope it didn't startle you earlier. Kill me. My uncle did mention there'd be a student staying here on the weekend, but it slipped my mind. Now that's fine. It was nice finally meeting you, Hendrik. Likewise. I'll be sure to ask you if I have any other geology questions. That's what I'm here for. I'll see you on Monday. Oh, God, wasn't that interesting? Can you guys shall I change the schedule a little bit? Because may as well go all in on culture now. Oh, boy. We have the cave or the lab to go to. So I guess if we want... So we have to do this, right? A volunteer. Sure. Do one cave, I guess? Yeah, we don't want to speak to those lot. Those are specky idiots. Yeah, no, that's fine. We already have it sorted out. Like, our stress is 2, so we're fine with the amount of resting we've got. So we can fit something else in. We need some more rational. That one. We'll go to the cave this day. Oh, right, okay, so it does... Okay, that's pretty neat. We don't need to go to the internet, cave... Look, we're going for Big Rugby Boy, alright? And show us our balls! Hopefully not fucking oval, Jesus. Yeah, I think it was that one, wasn't it? Yeah, that one. And then I guess we could get our stress down. Lab. Volunteer. What up's our rationale? We don't want to visit town. Town is for weird people. Dance. Explore town, I guess. We don't always need to dance. Yeah, dance is actually something we'll do for the night. Okay. Oh, you can just click play after all of that. Hooray! Relationships. Whatever. Oh, here we are. Dexter. French, some English. Have we even met her? How the fuck do we know that? Whatever. Object list. Great. Okay, fantastic. Right, can I go now? Yeah, thanks. We'll just probably keep it on that forever. Oh, chocolate hazelnut. You're worth the extra insulin. I'm not wildly knowledgeable about diabetes, but would you really do that? Yeah, well, I mean, I shouldn't, but I will. When I was done, I rolled the bread up and bit the end. My mouth glued shut as I chewed, while the spread smeared my cheek. Oh, you've packed that. You don't need to do it that much. Glad I was eating breakfast alone. I was being sloppy. Bonjour. No, you weren't. Huh? Someone lightly pecked me on one cheek. The person immediately pulled back and I hastily rubbed my face while he did the same. Hey, look, DeAndre. You're not French, okay? And I'm not French. We're not Central European. You do not kiss me on the cheek. We don't do that. I give hugs or handshakes. Kisses are... I was stuffing my face. At least warn me next time before you kiss me. I could say the same. What was the kiss anyway? It's how we greet friends. Usually... Were you Belgian? I forget. That's how interesting you probably were. Where do we find the relationships? We don't. Fuck's sake. These could mean anything. I am presuming... I don't know what any of these mean. They're really poorly implemented buttons. This is fast forward. This is not fast forward. No, that's save. I thought that might be... What's this then? Load game. Of course it is. This is save and this is load. Of course it is. This is preference, presumably. Yeah, I know that because I saw it. This is... Ah, here we are. 0 is from English. Oh, so we haven't found out yet. All right. Usually the cheek kissing goes a little smoother than this one. He eyed my breakfast and snorted teasingly. Cute, Mel. Hey, I wasn't expecting anyone to arrive so soon. Did you drive here? We took the train. It only stops here every half an hour, so you either arrive early or slightly late. Slightly late it is. Before I could question the we, DeAndre tapped the side of his cheek. You still have some. You too. No. I mean, he obviously doesn't. Was it that hard for chocolate? Whatever. Did you not? I did not. Your timing was just atrocious. Yeah. And we were pigging out, if we're honest. Oh, hello, Valve Boy. Well, oh, yeah, no, we can't call him that. Because it's a disability. Need to remember that before calling him Valve Boy. While we were both cleaning ourselves, I noticed Kyler observing us with a deadpan expression. He frowned in disgust and disappeared around the corner with his belongings. Don't tell me they're brothers. DeAndre sighed, rubbing his temples like he had an impending headache. I don't think he likes me. Okay, they're not brothers. Sweet. Something happened? Well... Do you remember that rowdy night? Vaguely. I mean, define remember. Well, after you went to bed, a bunch of us started playing catch. I may or may not have nailed Kyler in the head with the ball. Was he okay? Yeah, he was fine, if upset. I tried to apologize, but he wouldn't hear of it. Oh, come on! Really? Now he probably thought I was shamelessly flirting with you like some full-time playboy. Oh, you aren't? Part-time. Whoa, Part-time would, you know, mean several. What's this about? Kyler seems to be the type where first impressions are everything. I think you're right, he seemed to tolerate me once he learned I was serious about archaeology. Oh yeah, you two work in the same location. About the ball incident. Sure, I'll speak to him, because I'm a hero. Leave it to me, my square is next to his anyway, so I'll be able to talk to Kyler anytime. Really, it's not a big deal, but let him know I apologise for that. A few of the other students trickled in and I finished my breakfast before there were any more mishaps. Anyway, where did you stay this weekend? I furiously chewed my oversized portion, but DeAndre flashed me a patient I'll wait smile. Coughing, I simply tapped the table since I couldn't talk. Here, how was it? I survived. When a car pulled in, I knew Augustine and Cherie had arrived. I waved to them as they got out, although inwardly I wanted to whine to Augustine about the whole ghost thing. After Cherie and I greeted each other, she handed my journal back. Be sure to read the comments in the journal when you have time, it'll give you an idea of how you'll perform. Oh, I can't wait not to do that. Thank you, I will. I won't. Also, since this is your second week here, you have the option to pick lab work if you'd like. Already done that, actually, but again, thanks for reminding me, far beyond necessary. Oh right, I'll notify Hendrik. He handles the Lab 101 here and can explain the procedures to you. Nice, it seems my options have opened. All two of them. There sure are a lot of stuff and tools here. Oh, you just said stuff and tools out loud. I perked up as Hendrik tapped the whiteboard with his prosthetic fingers, his speech continuing in French. His lecture was occasionally interrupted with polite giggles or groans, and he would grin at their reactions. Hendrik loved to deliver puns in any language I mused. You know what, he's not one teacher who thinks he's really hip, and just the shit he's saying is ridiculous, isn't it? It's gotta be that. Once the explanation wrapped up, people collected plastic bags, each with a sheet inside. Some barely contained any material, while others hid huge bones encased in tin foil. I grabbed a decently sized one with mostly smaller items and fished out the fish along with the wrapped item. Is this your first time doing lab work? It is! Thank you for noticing my clearly inferior skills. Yes, Cherie's gone over the procedures with a slide presentation. But it's different seeing it up close. Yeah, funny that. Microsoft PowerPoint isn't quite the same as doing actual archaeology. If you'd like, I can clarify a few things. I thought it'd be easier to do a little one-on-one instead of repeating myself in both languages and taking up more time. Really? Then. Oh, good. More questions. Woo! Oh, Exposition Central. Can you break down the lab process in its simplest form? Oh, God. In its simplest form, you had to add that. Clean objects, document them, repeat. That's it. Yeah, it was great. How to clean the items? Well, we use the finest of dog shit. There's many used to clean as how dirty it is, but the most just do shit off. All interesting. Oh my god, there was so much of that. Why a nib pen? It stays on the stone better. There you go. All of this useless. I learned what I needed to learn. Can you sum up each tool and its use? The water, the sieve, and the bowl for washing. Brushes, craft sticks, toothpicks. Well, I mean, you know, you never know how bad your lunch was, do you? Cloth and paper, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sweet. Any other tools? Or tricks even, other than what I've told you? Don't get tattoos, kids. You look like a meth head at 25. Just be gentle and use your best judgment. Okay, thanks, buddy. Don't these things get contaminated? It's virtually impossible to. Okay, brilliant. I'm good. I think I got everything. Need help with anything? Could you supervise my first cleaning? Of course, I know lab work can be tough. I don't even know what that was a pun of. Here we have our tools. Toothbrush, brush, craft stick, cloth, and the water sieve. Remember that we're dealing with the most fragile objects and it'd be too time consuming to clean each one perfectly. The idea is to make the object recognizable. Luckily, you're cleaning a piece of shirt, so let's just wash it off in the sieve. You must pick tools to get as close to the target force as possible. Each tool has a different force. Okay, so 20. That one. No? No? Or do we have to move it? I thought we just had to click on this. Yeah. I'm going to use the cloth to wipe it down. 9. And then this. Although you can't see the tool's forces, the values will always go from lowest to highest from top left to bottom right. So 9. Okay, so we're just using this because that's 20, right? I can do maths. Just a bit of dirt in the crevices. Craft stick. 4. Compare the target force to your force. How close did you get? I got 20 because I can add. Ah, I'm a hero. Yes, look at me. They're done. You can let it dry off before writing on it. I feel there's a bit of luck involved. Of course there is. Randomly generated force. Oh, anywhere between 1 and 9. Okay, that's not too bad. It is. Some sturdy looking bows start crumbling as soon as you touch them, and there are some in awful condition. Okay, great. Goal is to either match. Yeah, I get it. Okay, we have to get within 4 points. Awesome. Hendrik drifted away to answer questions from other students while I gingerly unwrapped one of the items in the tinfoil. It was a tiny tooth with only minimal dirt attached to the root. At least it was an easy one to work with. I dunked a toothbrush in the water and began to scrub it. I dried it off and set it on the cloth, and then uncapped the ink bottle and neatly dipped the nib into it gently. I barely touched the tooth with the nib when a giant splotch of ink dispersed and penetrated the root. It now resembled a squished black spider. We'll say that it's a tarantula then. I cleaned the nib and scratched the blotch the best I could. It seemed to work, but it also scratched into the tooth. It's also harder than it looks. I'm already missing the cave. The cave was easier. Of course, this was where the real discoveries would take place. What are you trying to say about people who work the cave? That's actually racist to cave people, okay? Where everything was catalogued and identified for future examination. I would also be graded from my lab work, so it wasn't something I could avoid entirely. Time to see if I can finish this one at least. Apparently we're not. Apparently we're just not finishing that. You have 6 more objects to clean in lab today. Good luck. 6! Holy shit! Okay. Pick your first tool. So this is the highest one. And then these are the lower ones. So let's click on this one. 9. Can we can't click off of them once we're done with them. So this, we have to get within 4. As long as this isn't 4, 3, 2, 1, we're fine, right? So, do we not get to see what that is? No? I want to use that one. Am I doing something wrong? I must be, right? Am I... Sure, okay, whatever. That'll do. It's all guesswork. Okay, so 7 this is worth, so these are ranging from 6 to 1. So this is minimum a 6, this is minimum a 5. But it also could be 4, it could be like 4, 3. So if this is 6 and 5, that means it's 18. If it's 4 and 3, it's 13. We only have to be 4 points, so I think we can just add this in as well, if this is 7. Bam! There we go. He shoots, he scores. We're just working averages. Okay, how much is this worth? 7. I think in this case we could pick that one and that one. Because if this is 5, that's 12. And then if this is, that could be 1, though. So if we pick this one, this is 6. Or 4. So we're on 11 to 13. And this one is 5. We're on 18 to... okay. We can click that one as well. I think this will work. Oh, what? We can't go over? Oh, shit. Okay, well, that's what I get for not reading it properly then. Do we do that one? So this could be 8. So I think this will work. Fuck. 2. No, of course it wasn't, because it was 8. Okay. It's fine, all right? Look, we don't need to be amazing at lab. Oh, God, 24. Okay, I think we can add these in. There we go. Much easier. We should work the odds better than we have been, is what I'm trying to say. We only need to get within 4 points, so we can do it under. We did a decent job today. Fuck you. Don't patronize me, game.